This is for Taylor, Lisa, Adam, and Josh. I'm looking over your project. I'm going to start with the customer profile section. This part looks good. Everything's right. Average spend, you have that based on age group. You don't necessarily need to change the color scheme. I'm not going to ding you on that, but um, you wouldn't want to differentiate the 18 versus 35 unless you're going to call it out in some way. That might be misleading. But otherwise, good. Available for marketing is good. I did a tree chart graph, I believe, in my example, but this bar chart is fine. It shows revenue and it shows your uh, amount available for marketing, so that's great. Male versus female, you got it with percentage base instead of raw numbers, and that is perfect. Marketing, you nailed it. That's what we want. The revenue available, you got that correct, which was a byproduct from this graph, or that from that worksheet. So that is perfect. And then we look here. This is beautiful. So great work with this. This is kind of a beast, and you nailed it. So that is really cool. Your forecast. I know I asked for December, and then I had to revise that. So um, you pivoted well, and we can see kind of the weekly trend happens, and it just repeats, and then you can see, of course, the forecast uh, reliability kind of widens as time goes on. So this is reflected perfectly. Good work on this. Sales per day of the week. This is good, and this is a good way to visualize this. Um, you don't have to change this at all, but you might want to start with a more traditional, like Sunday through Saturday rather than Wednesday through Tuesday, because that's kind of the norm that people are familiar with. But that's fine. I understand why you did it, because that's how the sequence starts on the workbook. Um, and then you have the customers per hour data, which is a reflection of the average sales per day of the week. So this looks good. The numbers are correct, so good work on this. You have this, which I believe you don't have answers on this. You're using this as your workbook to generate the answers for. Oh, okay, so you have this. This is Monday through Friday. Sorry, when I looked through this first, I didn't realize that. So this is Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You have the arrival rate, which is correct. I was only looking at Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday, you did calculate, and so here's your calculation. Okay, so this looks good. Sorry, I'm thinking through this as I'm looking at it. Double check Sunday 4. So you got 3, 4, and 2, and then 3, 4, and 2. That's perfect. So this is beautiful. This is really good. And I like how you laid it out. It just took me a second to backtrack because I was only looking at Monday through Friday. So good work on that. So I'm playing with your calculator. You had it at zeros, but to do like a 45-year-old with 150 income, we're looking at 146 for customer score. So yeah, 145.88. You got it. You nailed it. So this calculator looks golden. So the only thing where I had one thing that I'd ding you for was with the t-test. This is incorrect. What we need to do, I see what you're trying to do, but what we need to do is actually compare the male versus female spending scores. So the way to do that is you need to have a column of just the male customer spend and just the female customer spend, which I've done the work here to do that. But if you apply some filters, and I can help you with that. I know this is short notice, and it's my fault for having a busy weekend and not getting this back to you in time. But if you can get these separated out, I can give you full credit for it if you make this correction. But what you need to do is you need to get the male and female into their own columns. In that way, you can do this data analysis, t-test 2 sample with equal variances, and you can actually look at the male and then the female, and then do it this way. And what this is showing us is you're looking at 88 male observations, 112 female observations. You see that the male mean and the female mean is, I mean, it's different, but we're testing for significance. So what you need to do is see if the p-value is smaller than the alpha value, and see if we need to accept or reject the null hypothesis. And you got the correct answer. So I will say that you got the correct answer, but your calculation was incorrect. So because this P2 tail 0.69 is greater than 0.05, then we can accept the, then we reject the hypothesis, and so you had the right answer, but the way you got to it was incorrect. Or I'm sorry, we accept the null hypothesis. So, and you did get that correct.